dojos are at the center of this controversy. What's up, everybody? It's Dave from Team Rubalcava Network, TRN Cobra Kai Theories and Reactions. All right, guys, welcome back to episode 4, The Right Plan. I think that's what it's called. Let me see. Yes, can't read my writing. Oh, my bad, my bad. Maybe I should have read that before. Maybe I should have planned, but you all know I don't plan a damn thing, so sometimes I misspeak, sometimes I forget to look at the list before I jump in, but that's okay. That's called one-shotting it and doing it live, and that's what you guys see, so that's okay. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us again for another breakdown. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. Lots of videos coming up today. Hopefully all of them, the rest of the breakdowns will be today. And then I am working on fixing some of these reaction videos and getting those out to you guys as quickly as possible. Hopefully those don't get blocked again, but we'll see what happens. So really excited to be here with you guys. Just really excited with the amount of love, man. It is crazy, the amount of love for the show and then for the channel as well. And I just feel so fortunate to be in this hurricane with you guys and being able to talk about Cobra Kai and nerd out to it and just have fun, man. This season so far has been so amazing. And yes, I have watched the entire season already, but I'm going to try to stay in the moment with this episode. Like I said, I shot those reaction videos, and I just hope I can get those guys to you guys as soon as possible. But let's talk about season 4 and how awesome that it really is. Give me 1 second. Okay, I just moved something. Of course I moved something and messed myself up. Have you guys not watched my lives? All right, guys, let's jump into it and let's start talking about it. So we know that season 3, episode 4 starts off with Daniel finally getting in front of Diona to talk to them about, look, we need you guys. We need your partnership. And the writing is on the wall that if this deal does not go through, and if they cannot find a way to get at least the partnership back, then their dealership is in jeopardy. We kind of see flashes of him in the bar drinking. So the painting's on the wall that clearly whatever he thought was going to happen or any voice of reason was going to happen, that's been put out the door. And if you guys don't know how business operates, bad press in business is not good for business. It's just not. So if you see when actors or whatever misspeak or whatever, all of a sudden everyone jumps ship, their sponsors jump ship, that's kind of why. It's bad for business, bad for press. And so we fast forward into the dojo with Kreese now, and he's kind of doing some tactics with them, trying to get them to kick this thing. And the only one that is smart enough to figure out how to do this is Hawk. And Kreese asked him, can you kick, your objective is to kick that off the top. He didn't say how. And this is where Kreese is just like a master technician. Wow, oh my God, I need some more water. I miss speaking already. Challenge him to think outside the box. Now this part kind of broke my heart, and we knew that Miguel is going to continue to struggle until there's some sign of him getting better. This has been really, really hard on him. It's taxing him. It's taxing his spirit. It's taxing his focus. And it's all, you know, he's getting ready for that surgery. And in that scene, I think he already came back from surgery, if I remember correctly. And Johnny's asking, so did it work? And he's the nurse tells him, it kind of doesn't work like that, Mr. Johnny Lawrence there. And he looks confused. And so that just kind of shows you how out of touch with reality. Man, come on, guys. He barely figured out what the internet was a season ago. So cut him a break. He doesn't understand all this craziness. What's cool about this is that Daniel decides, you know what, I'm going to go back to Okinawa. I'm already here. I'm going to go back. Maybe something will help him kind of jar a solution, right? He tells Amanda, I'm going to come back with the solution one way or another. And to Daniel's surprise, when he comes back, it's been 30-something years. I don't know if they say exactly how many years, but I know it's 30 years since he has returned. It's completely different. It's been modernized. Look, you see all of these Western things, Red Lobster, Gap, all these Western, it's been westernized a little bit. And he's kind of surprised. And in this scene, we see Robbie doing, what is it called? Oh my God, I forgot what it's called right now. Volunteer work. I forgot what it's called. There's a word for it. I'm going to remember the moment I finish this. Volunteer service or whatever, so that you can get some time taken away from your stay. And who do we see? Johnny and Homeless Lynn. Homeless Lynn made a return. I love her. She's so cool. As an actor, she's really cool. Always available to the fans on Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. Johnny says, I'm going to sit here until I make time, since Robbie said that he was busy. Now, this scene kind of infuriated me, and I'm sure it did with you guys as well. So spoiler alert, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you already watched it, so don't get mad if I give it away. But you kind of see Dimitri doing this project with them. Yaz, for the first time we ever see her smile towards Dimitri. And I thought it was cool. It was really cool. All these Legos. By the way, I hate Legos, man. I step on them all the time with no shoes on, and they hurt like hell. And for the first time, my son stepped on one and started crying. I said, ha! That's what you get for all the years I've had to step on those darn Legos. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. They, of course, Hawk has to be a jerk and throws a ball across and smashes the whole damn thing up. Took Dimitri like 3 weeks to actually do that. And just like that, the rivalry continues to deepen. So I had mentioned this with Gianni on his interview, that I knew something else had happened before the spillover on the field. Ding, ding, ding. This was probably the beginning of it right now. And so Dimitri, just, man, I just... what else could Hawk do to continue to infuriate? Just wait for it, because there's more coming in the next couple episodes. But man, I would have been pissed if this was me. I would have been upset. And then Samantha shows up, the counselor. This is what that shot. I put this shot in here specifically because Hawk pretends to be this tough guy, but the moment an authority figure comes up, he's like, I don't know. I don't know what's happened. They're bullying me. I wanted to choke him because of that. We cut back to Daniel seeing a little bit more of the modernization of where he thought, you know, the village was. And as he's walking through, like, what is going on? Who does he see? I wonder who he was. It's Kumiko. Yes, it is. And you could see the smile on his face. You can feel like that moment that they saw each other. I thought it was so beautifully done that he accidentally finds her, and then she sees him as well. And that look of surprise, it's like, it was just a real good feeling. I'm not going to lie. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Daniel, shame, shame, shame. You better be good, Daniel, which we know he was. And so we cut back to Robbie doing, you know, doing this and doing some of this. I'm assuming this is a homeless shelter where he's doing some food and helping out. And Johnny's kind of like, okay, guys, let me give you a hand, or Robbie, let me give you a hand. Let me help you. And this is probably one of the toughest moments that I've seen up to this moment in Cobra Kai Season 3, where they're talking, and out of anger, Johnny says the wrong thing about, well, I wasn't the one that kicked Miguel off the banister. And so it's just like, Johnny just sometimes, he's so set in the old school way that when somebody jabs you, you have to jab back. And I'm not gonna lie, I see a lot of myself in Johnny in that regard, that sometimes when someone jabs you, you gotta jab back. I'm not saying it's the right thing. I'm just saying that, like, I get it, I understand. It's kind of just the way that his makeup, right? That's just who he is. Now, this is the spillage that I was talking about, that we finally come to a boil between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai, and we're going to see it play out on the field. I am not going to lie. I thoroughly enjoyed this scene with them using sports as a way to get at each other. It was freaking awesome, man. If you guys did not enjoy this, I don't know what's wrong with you, because I know, and I witnessed this when I was in high school, when you get someone you don't like is on the opposing team, whether it's basketball, volleyball, softball, whatever, it doesn't matter. When you get somebody that you don't like on the opposing team, bad stuff's gonna happen. And I'm totally guilty of doing this, especially when we play football. Playing flag football and you like stiff arm someone in the face accidentally, even though it wasn't accidentally, and get called out on it. Guilty, I have been there. So this is one of my favorite shots of this scene, where you see Dimitri. Dimitri's had enough. Enough. My boy Dimitri trips Hawk, and man, that was classic. That was amazing to watch him do that. Oh, the rivalry between their friendship continues to escalate, continues to get to a boiling point, and there we see it get some payback on Dimitri. Oh man, these guys, dude. But watching all of them go at each other until someone says enough, the gym coach is enough, you guys, and then they all get sent to the principal's office. And I don't think I put those slides in. I think I just skipped them because it's like we know what's gonna happen. Cobra Kai is going to act like they didn't do anything, Miyagi-Do, but Sam really got upset. We started seeing a side of Sam that was like, oh man, she is getting to her breaking point as well. We've all kind of known the scene. I debated whether to put this in here. We've all seen it. It's part of the ad spoiler kind of teaser that we saw, where they're talking about how Daniel feels lost. He needs some way to kind of find himself, that he misses Mr. Miyagi. He was always there. And I am not going to lie. How they resolve that moment where Kumiko says, I think I can help. Oh my God. We're going to wait for those slides. I don't remember if it's in this episode or the next, so we'll save that. We'll shelf that. But here is where Kreese returns. I told you guys that he still believes that Johnny should come back, that all of this was kind of just a life lesson, and he says it himself. And Johnny is not having it. And thank God that police officer showed up, because these guys would have rumbled. He says, you have 3 minutes. And that's exactly how long it took to make that sandwich for that officer. So 3 minutes to explain. But I think it was absolutely useless. And Kreese continues throughout this season to try to get him in, until we know he decides, all right, you don't want in? Problem, right? And that's later on in the season. We're not going to talk about that, at least not yet. But he does. He tries to reason with him, but I think Johnny has got to the point in his life that he can see clearly. He can see through the BS. He can see through the nonsense, and knows that it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and that you need to leave. I think he actually says that too. I haven't watched the replay. I've only watched it once, guys. So as we're doing these breakdowns, it's all based on memory now. And oh, it is here. It is here. Okay, thank you. I could not remember if this was in this episode or the next. I have to give the writers 100% credit. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing Mr. Miyagi's spirit back. And in this form, the way that you guys did this, the way that you were able to bring life back to Mr. Miyagi and still teach Daniel a lesson through these letters, one of the most remarkable things that I've ever seen. And I'm not gonna lie, I had to fight back my tears. I had to fight back as I was filming. If you guys ever get to see these reactions, I had to fight back the tears. But once the episode was over, I let it out. And because it's hard for me, if I let it out, man, I can't keep talking. It's not gonna happen. Like it's gonna happen. I think I've only done one video where I let it out, and it was like really hard to kind of like get back into filming it. So very powerful to even hear Mr. Miyagi's words being spoken, and very resonated very clearly to not only Daniel, but even to me in my own life. I was like, God, these words, and I'm not going to recite them. You guys can watch it, but very, very powerful. And it was what Daniel needed to help him refocus and help him see clearly through what he has to do next. So, man, it was just a roller coaster ride. And here comes the next one. Johnny Lawrence comes in. Miguel's still struggling. Miguel's fighting depression. And we know this scene because of the trailer. where this is where the real training starts. This is where Sensei Lawrence finally takes the realm and says, enough, silence. Those are just words. And their journey to help Miguel, nothing short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing. But that's the moment where he's like, oh shit. He falls down. Ah, shit. Well, you felt like a champ. You felt like a champ. Now, here's where Kreese is a master manipulator, man. His one last attempt to try to get Johnny back was to go see Robbie and plant the seed for Robbie. Even though at the moment, he's like, nope. He planted the seed. Now, this has become a great moment for me, for Daniel. Up until this point, I'm still angry with Daniel, and Chozen shows up. The look of fear in Daniel's eyes. There it is, the look of fear. Oh, man, it warmed my heart. It warmed my heart. Something needs to shake Daniel awake to find his Miyagi-Do in himself. Something has to shake him. Or somebody has to shake him. And that man is Chozen. So that's why I'm like, oh, I was absolutely glad to see Chozen. And I believe this is the last slide of this episode, which I'm pretty sure it is. So let me jump back. We'll get off of this. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what was your favorite part of this episode. All I know is that the amount of pieces to this show has just expanded tenfold. We're seeing all these different layers. We get to see Daniel revisit Kumiko and Chozen. We get to see just all of these bits and pieces of the other Karate Kid 2 start to play into the episode, starting to play into like Daniel needs direction in his life. Miyagi is still alive in him. It almost reminds me, and I've said this before, of The Lion King, if you've ever seen this, where that scene where I think his name was Rafiki tells him that his dad's still alive, and he runs to him and he runs to the water and he says, he's alive in you, and he sees the reflection. That was the Miyagi moment for me, is that he knows that the answers are in there. It's the solution to what he has to do has been inside him the entire time. The issue is he lost focus. He lost balance. And my man Chozen is going to help him find it. That is for sure. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me what your favorite moment of this episode was. And stay tuned, guys. More to come. We are on a rampage to drop every single video breakdown for the rest of the season. So stay tuned. Those are coming. And if you haven't, join my Cobra Kai Fanatics Facebook group, guys. Something amazing happened today in one of the live streams that I was doing in there. I'm not going to share it yet. I will at some point, but go in there, join it, and maybe you'll see it that someone crashed my my live stream, which just tells you, man, like crazy things are happening for me too, man. So I will share it on the next episode, but stay tuned, guys. Get in there. All right, we'll talk to you soon. I'm out.